you started from humble beginnings, I would say, Lynn, Massachusetts. Tell me about, I want to know everything from the beginning, because you were in prison. You've been like, this has been a very interesting, and you said nothing's off limits. So,
Right, exactly.
So I want to dive into, let's start with your beginning. Back in Massachusetts. Like, tell me about your childhood.
Well, a lot of people, we're talking about your best life, right?
Yeah.
My newest book is called Your Wish is Your Command, How to Manifest Your Desires. And one of the things I talk about in there is, who do you listen to? It's one of the first key elements.
Yeah.
And with the internet today and with YouTube and all the things that are out there, there's all these success gurus talking about how to achieve success, how to manifest your goals, dreams, and desires, how to use the law of attraction. Okay, so who do you listen to? You listen to someone who has what you want and has been where you are.
Right.
And ideally somebody who's gone through adversity, because that's really the determining factor of whether or not they're living what they're teaching.
Yeah.
So if you look at myself, I started off with nothing. I never went to college. I was told I had a learning disability. I had no connections. My dad was a welder.
Okay.
Grew up in a normal house. Actually, we had one bathroom in the house, 1,200 square feet.
Okay.
No money, and generated over $25 billion in international business.
Yeah.
My book, Natural Cures They Don't Want You to Know About, was #1 on the New York Times list for 26 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Sold 50 million copies.
Yeah.
I had 3 TV networks in Europe.
Yeah.
So I've achieved a lot.
Yeah.
And then I got held in contempt of court because I was exposing the drug companies, and spent 8 years in a federal prison without being charged with a crime.
Okay. So this is what I want to dive into.
Yeah.
Okay. Because a couple of years ago, I'm going to tell you, a friend of mine told me, no, I think it was maybe 2 years ago. Yes, it was 2 years ago. A friend of mine said, you got to listen to this series, Your Wish is Your Command. And she's like, it's kind of, controversial because this guy spent time in prison. So, you may not want to tell people you're listening to this series, because, it's sort of controversial. But she goes, nobody really breaks down the law of attraction as simply as this guy. It's a really great step-by-step guide on it. And so she goes, take a listen to it. And so I started listening to your series. I found it on YouTube, I think, initially, and then I found it on Spotify, and I was like, oh, this is actually really good. So I started listening to it. And so from that, I started doing some things in my life. And it actually was really working. So I was listening to it over and over. And another friend of mine was listening to it. It was really working for her in her life. This was actually pretty cool. And so it was really funny to me when a friend introduced us and said, hey, do you want to interview this guy on your show? I was like, that's so crazy that you would ask me that, because I was listening to him. But to me, and I'm going to be very pointed with you, how did somebody like you, who obviously really understands the law of attraction, really, made it work for you in your life, generated a lot of money, had a lot of success, end up in prison?
The real question is, why do bad things seem to happen to good people? And if the law of attraction really works, people say, Kevin, how did you manifest going away?
Yeah.
Clearly you didn't want that. And the answer is, you didn't know what I was asking the universe for. So you think that was a bad thing. It wasn't. What I manifested by going to prison without being charged with a crime, being held in contempt of court, spending the longest sentence in federal prison in the history of America, without being charged with a crime, contempt of court. That is bizarre. That's exactly what I was asking for. It gave me an opportunity to, number one, clear the decks. So all my businesses I had a chance to liquidate and absolutely clear the decks and come out with a clean slate to do exactly what my mission and purpose was. But when I was away, it gave me the time, for the first time in my life, to dive deep via meditation and yoga over those 8 years and write the Science of Personal Mastery course, which was all of the training that I got through when I was in a group called the Brotherhood. I would never have written that course if I didn't spend that time away. I would also never have written The Guru Kev Lessons, which is a book about that thick with over 330 lessons revealing the secrets of how to live a successful life.